welcome back to Love Your Life. Today with me, I have the owner and CEO of Brava Music Academy, Bethany Russell. Bethany, it's wonderful to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Perfect. So tell us more about yourself and your business here.
Yeah, so this is Brava Academy of Music and the Performing Arts, and we're a music academy that offers piano, violin, voice, and guitar lessons, as well as group early music education classes and some summer camps as well.
So how did you get started in this business?
So it's kind of funny. I tell people I'm an accidental entrepreneur. And the reason I say that is I didn't mean to start a business. So I myself have been teaching piano lessons for several years, and I started out of my parents' basement. And as I grew my clientele, I started to realize, hey, I'm having like 30 to 35 kids coming every week to my parents' basement, and this is getting out of hand. So I started looking for some commercial spaces that could maybe, house a potential studio. And this was actually the first unit that I viewed, and I loved it, even though it was more space than I thought I would be needing. And so it just so happened that people started asking me, hey, do you teach other instruments? My son or daughter wants to learn voice or guitar. And I thought, wow, wouldn't it be cool to offer more? And so that's when we started to branch out and offer more instruments and more programs. And it's just kind of kept rolling from there.
So how did you yourself get started into music? Was it just piano lessons at an early age?
Yeah. So I started playing the piano when I believe I was 7 years old. And I had an awesome piano teacher who would come to my parents' house and she would teach me. And there were times that I wanted to quit, but my parents were amazing with me and they made sure I stayed. And I'm so grateful that they did because this is what I do. And I just kept taking lessons all throughout grade school, high school, university. I went to the University of Windsor for their piano program, graduated with a Bachelor of Music from there, and have had lots of great opportunities to perform in the city. And then this happened. So yeah, music is me.
Congratulations. That's so much to be proud of. Yeah. So I know you mentioned the University of Windsor, and that's where essentially you got your start in, learning more about piano and stuff like that. So why did you create your business here in Windsor as well?
So Windsor is my hometown. It's where I've lived my whole life, and I have a lot of love for the city. I see things that I want to improve as well as love for the city. And I think that more attention drawn to music and the arts is something that's so important. And I never feel like there can be enough of it. And so I thought that, when I opened my doors here, I really saw a need in the community, especially Central Windsor, for some lessons that are high quality but also accessible to maybe some low-income families. We do have a small scholarship program as well, and that's something that has always been close to my heart, is offering lessons to those who might not be able to afford it. So that's part of why I started my studio here.
Can you go into more detail about this scholarship program?
Yeah, so our scholarship program is, I say, small but mighty. We can't be taking on several students at a time, but we usually are able to fund at least one ongoing. So we have a few very generous benefactors in the city who generously give money in order to support these low-income families and students who are very interested in music but maybe don't have the funds to do so on their own.
That's wonderful. Well, I know that it's not just you here. You have several instructors to help you here as well. Oh, how did you find those instructors?
Yeah, so I can't brag about my team enough. I feel like I'm always talking about them. They're amazing. Most of them, all but one I actually went to school with at the University of Windsor. So they're my colleagues. And now they work with me here, which is honestly a dream come true. I'm so happy to have everyone that's here on my team. It's amazing.
That's fantastic. Hey, what would you say are the most popular courses out of everything that you teach here? I know you mentioned piano, vocals, etc.
Yeah. So I would say piano is our bread and butter. Piano never goes out of style. Everyone's always wanting to learn piano lessons. Vocal has been extremely popular too. Yeah.
Perfect. So with everything that you have here, the instructors, the students, the courses, what would you say is the most rewarding part of the work?
Yeah, I have to say it's seeing firsthand how well your students progress with the time and energy that you invest as a teacher into their musical education. It's so rewarding. We have 2 recitals per year. We have one at Christmas time and we have one at the end of the year. And it's just remarkable, even as someone who maybe doesn't teach that student every day, like if I'm seeing one of my piano teachers, students perform at this recital, I always notice how much they've grown since the last time I've seen them. And I think for me, that's the most rewarding thing, is just seeing the progress.
That's amazing. Hey, so that's the most rewarding part. What are some of the biggest challenges you face to get to those rewards?
Yeah, well, I mean, not every student practices as much as they should.
I'm guilty of that. I'm very guilty of that.
So sometimes, it can be just motivating the kids sometimes can be challenging, because every child is a unique learner and a unique mind, and it can be challenging sometimes getting them so excited. But that's why I love that we offer some contemporary programming as well. So we teach kids, songs on the radio. It's not just necessarily your Bach and Chopin and your classical music, but we do offer like jazz, and we really try to cater and tailor our lessons to whatever that student's interested in learning.
That's great. So even though you're an accidental entrepreneur, as you said, you're still invested in the Windsor-Essex business community. So if there was something in Windsor-Essex that could be done better, what would it be?
Like I said, I love my city, but I really would love to see more emphasis in arts programming. I think that's something that's so lacking, and I think that so much opportunity is held within the arts, and I just don't think that the school systems are focusing enough on those, particular subjects in school. For example, I went to elementary school here in the city, and we didn't really have much of a music program. We had recorders. Everyone's gone through that. Everyone's gone through that, but we didn't have instruments. And I found that was something I missed, and I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to take private piano lessons, or else I really wouldn't be here today, right? So that's why I love what I do so much.
I'm glad you do. Ooh, Bethany, thank you so much for being on here. Where can people find you?
Thank you. So you can follow us at Brava Academy on Instagram, and we're Brava Academy of Music and the Performing Arts on Facebook.
Perfect. Well, again, thank you for joining us, and thank you for tuning in to Love Your Life Canada.